So is this actually how it works out? Well, back in 2014, the Bank of England, which is like the central bank of England, they released in their quarterly bulletin kind of an explanation about this whole thing. And they said, while the money multiplier theory, that theory that we just discussed, can be a useful way of introducing money in banking in economic textbooks, it is not an accurate description of how money is created in reality. They said over the past century and a half, there's been three competing theories about banking: the financial intermediation theory, the fractional reserve theory, and the credit creation theory. And tests have shown that financial intermediation and fractional reserve theories, they're not supported by the evidence. Banks don't gather up deposits and then loan those out, and they don't draw down on those deposits in order to lend out as the fractional reserve theory would maintain. So the only one that's left then is that credit creation theory. And they say it's the empirical facts that are consistent with this theory because, according to this theory, banks can individually create credit and money out of nothing. And they do this when they extend loans. When a loan's granted by a bank, it's reflected by an increase in its assets by the amount of the loan. The borrower receives the money, in quotes, when the bank credits the borrower's account at the bank with the amount of the loan. Okay, what in the world does that mean? If I was to go buy a house and I needed to borrow $200,000 from the bank, does the bank have to like pull out $200,000 in cash from different people's accounts in order to hand it to me to take out this loan? No. What do they have to do? All they got to do is change a couple numbers on a screen. They don't have to have the actual money to loan to me. They can just change it in my account. They just put a 2 and a couple zeros, and there it is. And that's kind of what's going on. It's kind of this weird thing that's actually happening. They go on to say that since banks work as the accountants of record, while the rest of the economy assumes they're honest accountants, it is possible for banks to increase money in the accounts of some of us, like I said, by just changing some numbers, by simply altering the figures. Nobody else will notice because agents can't distinguish between money that's been saved and deposited and the money that's been created out of nothing. And so what that's saying is whenever I look at my account and see that there's been money added, I don't know if that's been money that's saved and pulled out of someone else's account or if it's money that's been created out of nothing. And so we really don't know. This credit creation theory, it's really kind of as banking has changed, it's the kind of the prevailing thought when it comes to credit creation and the money supply.